extremely short week. You got a first day of training. What do you see from the guys this morning?
Well, besides them enjoying the rain, soccer players, it's kind of weird. They all seem like running around and slide tackle and diving headers in the rain. Um, it's a group that's a little tired, but certainly they're in good spirits because the last performance was a good one.
Obviously, you get put between the dilemma of rotation and then putting a strong team, knowing how the Western Conference is as tight. How do you go with that? How do you manage that?
Well, look, I'm blessed to have some choices. I've got some guys that didn't play on Sunday that can play Wednesday. How we split that up for a third game, the following Sunday. We're certainly taking into consideration all the scientific data that we got. Just talking to the player, asking them how they feel, risk factors, all of that sort of stuff, and we'll come up with a very, very strong team because look, it's an in-conference opponent. We know they're going to be desperate. We know that, and they're a good team. So we'll make adjustments as needed.
You touched on this after the game, but what did you see out of Viktor on Sunday? Was it exactly what you expected out of him coming back? Anything that surprised you? Anything that...
No. I mean, we just need him on the field a little more.
Yeah.
I mean, look, our expectations for someone, any player, Viktor, anybody that has had a injury, they're in line with, he's not going to be as sharp as he was first 5 games of the year. He had 4 weeks of preseason to lead up to that first stretch of games. He's been training with us full, yes, for the last 10 days, but it's a little different. So expectations, I thought he was on par with those.
When you have to rotate squad and you have a short week, how much of a boon is it to have a guy like Jordan playing the way that he is? You can kind of, if all else fails, get it out to the wing and let him just make something happen.
Well, he is certainly earning the accolades that he's getting in the press, both locally and nationally. He's been on a tear. So, yes, how I use him to frighten teams, to open up space for other players, how he manages himself. He's been a really good pro this year. He had had some issues before he went to national team camp. He did all of his treatment, did all his exercises, got through that pretty good. Come back to us. He's been pretty good, so he's learning to be a good pro as well as being a nice kid.
Just your thoughts on FC Dallas had a rough result over the weekend, and as you said, they're going to be desperate for points.
Yeah, look, that's one result. If you look at that game, you can watch our game against Cincinnati, you can watch our game against Houston a while back. Look, they're a good team. There's so much parity, and well, you can flip that. Look, Chicago was desperate. They just announced their new ownership. Do they think they still have a chance? All of those things factor into it. These are all critical games for every team in our league. So, I fully expect Dallas to, forget about what happened in Chicago and refocus for us.
What would you say the identity of the team is? Are they still a possession team? Are they a more direct team?
They're still a possession team. Look, I got the new guy up front that makes them a little bit different than maybe in years past, but Lucci does a great job. He's got some talented young players. They have some really talented young players that can play soccer. So I would still classify them as more of a possession-based team for sure.
Ladero started his 99th regular season game on Sunday. Can you talk a little bit about his impact on the club?
MLS Cup changed some of the things we did at training. No music right before the game. Everybody focused. Been a good friend, good teammate to all these guys. All around, he's been very, very good for this club.
With Roman Torres, getting closer to the end of his suspension, do you already kind of have a plan in place? Is he going to play with Tacoma at all? Are you going to hold him?
He cannot play for games for Tacoma. He cannot do that. But he's training with them. He'll join training with us last week. The training rhythm that he has in Tacoma is geared specifically for him to, when he does rejoin us, he can be in the maximum shape that he can. Obviously, he hasn't played a game in a while, so expectations have to be in line with that. But we are working him very hard. Defiance is working them very hard, and then he'll rejoin training with us.
Right, yeah. So he's been playing with Defiance,
Yeah.
only with Defiance, and after the 23rd, he'll be able to come back with
Yep.
you guys, correct?
Yep. Yep.